welcome to today's episode of the Balanced Approach podcast. I'm your host, Lou Padian. I hope that you're doing well and are enjoying the podcast and the topics we've covered so far. These podcasts are released every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so be sure to subscribe wherever you are listening to be kept up to date. So, on today's episode, we're going to discuss certain foods that potentially might be beneficial to focus on around Christmas. As I've said in previous episodes, and I'll probably talk about it more in the future, is that Christmas is full of really, really tasty foods that are quite easy to overeat on. And potentially us pairing up foods that we really enjoy, that are really tasty and potentially could overeat on, with more filling foods could be a good way to help manage our energy balance, but also our general nutrition, making sure that the right balance between foods that are good, better for the body, and foods for the soul, really. So with this, I tend to encourage clients to focus on filling foods. And what do I mean by filling foods? We tend to focus on foods that are filling by high in fiber, high in protein, high in nutrients, vegetables, high in water volume as well, high in volume, but not high in calories. And if it ticks one or a few of those boxes, then it's probably one of the more filling foods that we can probably have a bit more of. So foods that are really good to focus on are fruits, vegetables, and proteins, as I've mentioned. A good way to do this is build your meal up around a good protein source and trying to get one or two of your 5 a day in that meal. If you're eating that protein and 1 or 2 servings of your 5 a day, then you'll probably be fairly full just from that. And then we can have a little bit more that we enjoy, something a bit more flexible, it's a bit less nutritious, more potentially more tasty. And it just allows us to build a nutritious meal whilst also having that element of enjoyment, that 80-20 principle that I've spoken about previously. This, again, will just help us stop overeating, stop grazing throughout the day. And we'll talk about other tools that can pair up. And the great thing about all these tools that I'm speaking about is that you don't just have to use one. You can use them in tandem together. You can use a few at once, and they will have huge impact in combination on your health, happiness, fullness levels, how you're feeling after a meal, how mindful you're eating, all these great skills that we're trying to develop. And these are all parts to play, and you don't have to use all of them. You don't have to use them all at once. You can use a few, pick and choose what's going to work for you, but I guarantee these will have a positive impact for you. As I've said, free resources available. Just DM me a message. I can send it across to you completely for free on Instagram at Louis Padian Nutrition. Make sure you join the waiting list in the link, using the link below, for the Unwrap Healthy Habits community, which will be starting on Boxing Day. This is going to be an amazing community of like-minded individuals who want to ditch the diet mentality, live healthy and happy lives in best way that they can as possible. We're trying to simplify everything that we're trying to do by developing healthy habits. So we'll build that up until the new year, and then throughout the January you'll still get further support from me for completely for free. And also members who engage the most, who do the most work, who really put their all into it, will be in with a chance of winning a month's free coaching from me, but also we'll be having weekly challenges and things like that. So there's lots to look forward to from that group. So make sure you join the waiting list using the link below, and I look forward to seeing you in the community on Boxing Day and throughout January. So thank you very much for watching or listening to today's episode of the Balanced Approach podcast. If you'd like access to the free resources mentioned in this podcast, then just drop me a DM on Instagram at Louis Padian Nutrition. If you would be interested in getting healthier and happier in the new year, remember to join the waiting list by clicking the link below. It will be open from Boxing Day and will help you unwrap healthy habits into the new year.